is a test of the emergency broadcast system.
This is only a test.
DJs in MC. This DJ, he gets it out.
Listen to this jockey's introduction to
Two DJs in a mic with your host, DJ Mike.
Is that a timetable?
And DJ JP.
Well, get on it. It's your turn.
Give me the mic.
Okay, guys, thank you for joining us for another episode of Two DJs, One Mic with the infamous DJ JP and me, the soft-spoken one.
Boo.
Yes, but we're joined here with the creator of EMP, Paul Anthony. How you doing?
Hey,
Paul?
guys. Very good, thanks.
Good.
Do you know you're named after a guy? He's an artist. Do you know the artist that you're named after?
No, isn't
Ain't that right? Full Force, Paul Anthony.
is there
that his name?
Paul Anthony?
I thought it was the Beastie Boys.
No.
Well, it might be. I don't know.
I think it's a guy from Full Force.
Okay. All right.
I
One of
think
those two.
Yeah,
Mike,
I think his name was Paul
yeah.
Anthony.
don't make his brain hurt. It's
Yes,
early.
Yes, it's already. Yeah.
Welcome to the show, everybody. So
Yes,
let's
welcome.
get this thing started, man. Let's get in with
Yeah.
Mr. Paul Anthony.
Yes, and we just want to first and foremost thank you for joining us today. It's a complete honor. We're always happy to speak with someone that's trying to make a difference in the industry.
So
Thank you.
Yes.
So we just
Yeah,
have a
appreciate
few
that.
questions, and we're gonna let Mike start it off today.
So you've been in the DJ industry for over 25 years. What inspired you to start EMP DJ, and what problems were you trying to solve?
Well, actually, yeah, I started DJing in the late 90s, and when I finished high school, I was working as a delivery driver, and I was DJing on the side, and basically I realized that it was better to just stay at home and focus on trying to get gigs all day long and run the DJ business full time. So that's when I started around the year 2000 with the DJ biz. And then my older brother, he was a software developer using Microsoft Access, and he started building an app for me. So one day he just said, "Do you want me to make something to put your customers in?" And I'm like, "All right, that sounds good." So he started building this app for me with Microsoft Access. And over the years between 2000 and 2010, we kept developing that app, and my business was growing at the same time. So from between those years, I went from just me to in 2010, I ended up with 16 sets of DJ equipment, and I wouldn't have been able to handle managing so many sets of equipment without this software that my brother had helped me make, and we kept, improving it over the years. But it was not until about 2013 that I decided to remake a new version of what my brother had made for me, because the older version was not mobile friendly and it was a bit ugly. And, I just wanted to, basically make an online web version. So that's when EMP DJ started. So it's a bit of a long story. And some of the features and ideas have been there for 20 years.
Yeah. So
Oh, that's
like Mike said, so what problem were you trying to solve? Why do you feel like yours is solves a problem, or maybe it was just solving a problem for you, or you trying to solve a problem for the whole DJ community?
Yeah, good question. For me, I've always been into, I think, designers a little bit. Like I've got a quite fresh design on the app, and I know that's not the be all and end all of a CRM, but also I have experience with managing lots of DJs and lots of inquiries. So at the peak between, say years 2009, 2013, my DJ business was getting 200 or 300 inquiries a month. And so I had to come up with a good system to sort and sift through all so many inquiries, because when you've got two full-time salespeople on the phone all day long, sometimes you get into the same inquiries again and again, and you get some people that just never answer the phone. So you need to filter out inquiries. So I've made quite a unique follow-up system where, you know, when the leads come in, I separate the leads from the people who we've never spoken to yet to the ones that we have spoken to. And I call that first stage called a make initial contact, when you got to call the customer and provide that first quote and introduce yourself on the phone. And then after you've spoken to the customer, if they're not ready to book, then you will put them into a new priority, which is either urgent, high, or low. And so sorting out the leads into these essentially 4 different stages or categories helps you to focus your time on the most important leads. So I've got a really good follow-up system which allows you to click a button and show those leads, and then just go through the list one by one, and basically crunch through the list and do really good sales follow-up.
Cool. That kind of leads right into our next question, doesn't it, Mike? Managing 20 to 25 gigs every weekend is no joke.
Yeah.
What are some of the biggest challenges you face running a multi-app business? And let me ask, we didn't ask, where you live at? Are you in the States or are you in Australia?
At the moment, I'm in Austin, Texas. I've got a bit of a long story there too, but I'm from Melbourne, Australia.
Okay.
From Melbourne, Australia. Initially, I was based in Melbourne, and I grew up to 8 sets in Melbourne. And then I built a new website in 2009, which was targeting 9 major cities in Australia, all the largest populations in Australia. And I managed to get on page 1 for every single city in Australia, not just page 1, but position 1 for every single city.
Wow.
And that's what helped drive my business. And basically, I started getting bookings in other cities and started hiring DJs from other DJ companies. And once I had consistent bookings in another city, then I would eventually buy equipment in that city and train a DJ myself. I'd fly there, train a DJ up, and then expand out to the different cities. So, but in the last 10 years, I sort of started traveling a bit more. I finally, I went to Thailand and I spent a bit of time there. And my fiance is Thai, so I spent a bit of time of the year in Thailand. And then I've got a brother now that lives in Austin, Texas. Okay. So I'll come here for a few months a year. And then I go to Australia for a couple of months a year to see my family. And so I'm kind of all over the place.
Yeah, you are. Wow. What a tough life you're living.
But one of the biggest challenges to running a DJ business, I would say, is recruiting DJs, because when you've got so many sets of equipment, I used to train all the DJs myself, or most of the DJs, especially in my city. And it can be a challenge to constantly keep up. You might train a DJ and some will stay with you for 2 years and some might stay with you for 6 months. And so you're always constantly trying to recruit DJs. So that's something you could almost just hire someone, multi-op, just dedicated to finding and recruiting DJs so that you can, keep up and have a quality control.
Wow.
The other thing is, with so many events, I would have an event manager, and his job was to confirm the bookings every Monday for the coming weekend. And he'd have to call, through 25 different customers and confirm the address and the start time and collect the balance. So it's a lot of work involved. So I guess it's just managing a team, having the salespeople and an event manager, and then, all the equipment as well. Equipment can also be a bit of a challenge. When you own the equipment, there's a lot of equipment to keep track of.
Yeah. Maintenance, all that stuff. Wow.
Repairs,
So moving right along, what makes your platform, EMP DJ, different than the other CRMs that are out there? Go ahead.
Well, I've got I started using computers when I was 10, back in 89, 87. So I've always been very computer savvy, and I've always been into really a design person, because, DJs, we like fun things. And so for me, it was always art and music. And so I think I've got a really good, unique design, completely different to the other ones, in terms of the way that I've got the workflow of how you follow up the call. So I think I've got a nice angle from there. But also, like I said, I think the sales thing is probably one of the most important things, because if you're making more sales, then the app is paying for itself. So I've got that good system to filter the sales. The other thing is that setup with EMP DJ can only take 2 or 3 hours, because it's not too complicated. I've already built all the automations into the app. So the automated quote, and then I've got 2 follow-up emails that go out in the inquiry stage. And then when they book, they get this email to confirm the booking and go through the contract system. And then if they don't complete that, they get a reminder after 7 days. And then, when they do complete it, they get a confirmation email, and then you confirm the details. So I've got all of that whole system laid out already. So if you start using the app and add your business details, set your prices, then you're essentially just systemizing your business just by using it. So it's very short setup, easy setup, and a lot of power in terms of automation and all that sort of stuff with reporting as well.
Cool. So next question, how has technology changed the way DJs manage their business compared to when you first started? Even though you was on computers in the late 80s. So how has that changed your business?
No, that's a good question, because, when I used to get inquiries in the initial days, I used to advertise in the newspaper, literally in the local newspaper, and people would call me, and then I would post out my music list. So I had my music list all typed out onto a spreadsheet, and I would print out a booklet and post it out to them with some fridge magnets. And then I would have to call them back a couple of days later to confirm they received it and try and close the sale. So nowadays, people go to your website and they complete the form and they get an instant quote. So that's gone from like 2 days and, buying some stamps and following up to just like an instant process.
So you would send out the actual playlist on paper for them to look at?
Yeah, I had a binding machine, and I had like a nice little booklet. It looked really nice. Like I made it look like a brochure, basically, but it was a handmade brochure, and I had some magnets and business cards in there. And that would really impress people, because a lot of the other DJs didn't go to that length. So it was almost like an easy sell. Once I'd send that out, people were like, okay, yeah, no one else sent me anything, so I'm going with you, basically.
Innovative at an early stage.
Yeah.
So it seems like you had a very good understanding when it comes to customer service and providing your customers with something that they're not getting from others, which made it easy for you to close the deal.
Yeah, there was maybe 1 or 2 of the largest companies in my city doing that. And so I got the idea from them. But most DJs didn't do that. And of course, everyone had different quality of what they sent as well. But it definitely helps you to stand out, because you're taking that extra effort. And if you send it that day, they literally get it the next day. And so people are very, impressed. So, I think I did have a natural understanding of business from a young age.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because I don't think I've ever mailed a playlist to anybody or a song list. Yeah.
Let alone printed it.
Yeah, print it and bind it. That's pretty cool.
My wife used
It was a lot of work,
Yeah,
that's a whole nother
my mother-in-law does it, but it's calendars, not DJ list.
Yes.
Mm.
So moving on.
And another thing,
go ahead.
to that question is, even later in the later years, when I was getting inquiries through the websites, they would go to my email inbox, and then I would have to copy and paste those emails into the software that my brother made. And so nowadays, people complete the inquiry form, and that leads just going straight onto your call list. So they get the instant email, but then they're also straight onto the call list. So there's no copying, pasting, and it's a lot more time saved, because, after the weekend, we might have, 20 inquiries on the weekend. And then on Monday, my staff has to sit there for 2 or 3 hours copying and pasting the emails over. So that's another 3 hours saved every Monday. So there's a lot of time efficiency saved by using, a CRM, especially these days compared to back then.
Yes.
Yeah. You're right. It's definitely time savers. And I mean, automation is a wonderful thing. They should put that at the front of the dictionary, automation. But go ahead.
No, I'm just saying what he just said. What are some of the most common mistakes that you think or see DJs make when running their business, and how does your platform EMP fix that for them?
Yeah. That's a challenging question. The common mistakes. I think the common mistakes are back to the whole sales follow-up process. I know some DJs, they might just ring someone once, and if they don't have a CRM at all, they might just ring them once or twice and then give up. And the way we used to do it was we would ring people repeatedly, you know, without harassing them. It's a fine line, but we would ring them for sometimes weeks. It depends if it's a wedding lead. Like if someone's inquiring for a wedding months away, their phone rings out, and then if they don't answer, then you need to try again the next day. This is right after the inquiry. And if they don't answer, then maybe you're going to try on the weekend. And if they don't answer, then maybe you're going to try on a weeknight after hours. So we would call quite ruthlessly until we kind of got a response or eventually canceled that event. So I think that's something that DJs overlook, that, you know, in the follow-up stage, in that inquiry, you need to follow up and you need to stay in touch. And look, you know, if you're getting referrals from a venue or you're getting a lot of word of mouth referrals, you probably don't need to chase them up so much. They're going to just book you in because they've seen you or they've heard about you. But, you know, a lot of my leads were coming in from Google. So they're cold, but they've been to your website. So they're a little bit warm, but they're still inquiring with multiple DJs. So that's where EMP DJ is going to help them. Is going to help them in the follow-up process, because it's good for the, you know, it has a couple of automated emails to follow up with people, but the sales are made on the phone. You know, you got to pick up the phone, you got to call, and you got to be you know, prompt on your follow-ups.
Yeah, and that's important.
Quick question: how, like, common mistakes? So automation. What do you do to, you know, what is it doing to help those DJs with that stuff? But really, here's my basic. I'm sorry, I had to get it back in my head right. How often do you follow up? Do you say until they tell you no, or how long are you going to chase somebody down? That was really my question. I just couldn't remember what it was. I needed to write it down. So do you follow up until they say no, or how long do you follow up?
When someone first inquires, the way I explain it to people is you got to treat it like when you were starting out DJing and you just got that one inquiry that come through your website, and you're going to treat it like gold, right? So you're going to call them, but if the phone rings out, and you're going to try and call them again that night, and if they don't answer that night, maybe you're going to send a text. So you need to be methodical with it. And then if they don't reply to the text, maybe you're going to give it another 3 or 4 days and then try and call them again. And then if they don't call, depending when the event is, if the event's 5 months away, I would give them a call in about 3 weeks and then try them again. Hey, you inquired about 3 weeks ago, but your event's 4 months away. Have you found a DJ yet? So it's not about harassing people, but it's about being methodical about the approach. And so you need to be able to leave notes and then set follow-up dates. So yeah, you know, I guess, does that answer the question?
We understand.
Yeah.
It's just, I guess there's a fine line, and you try to
there is a fine line
because you don't want to get into the point of harassment, but you want, I guess if people would just follow up with us, we wouldn't have to do that. Just say yes, nay, or give me 2 weeks to think about it, or whatever the case may be. But,
and that's actually one of the things I teach, is that you should ask the customer when you do speak to them. Let's say you speak to them and they say, yeah, I got the information, but I'm not ready yet. Don't just get off the phone and say, hey, then would you mind if I call you back next week? And then they'll usually say yes. Can I call you back on late next week? And then you get their permission. You get their permission. You don't just if you get off the phone and then you just ring them randomly again a week later, they're going to go, you know, like they're going to be a bit weirded out. Yeah. So you do, when you, but if you haven't spoken to them, you are going to do that methodical thing that I said initially. But then when you do speak to them, then you also want to find out when's the best time. So I actually ask people this specific question. I'll say, and when do you hope to make a final decision? And then you get a timeline out of the customer, because some brides have a wedding that's in December and they want to book the DJ in the next 3 months sometime. And then some brides have a wedding in December and they want to get it done by this weekend. And you don't know. You can't guess. So you have to ask them. Yeah,
you have to ask, because I'll ask them, are you ready to make a decision?
Yeah, I like that. That's a good answer. I'm gonna have to put that in the quotables. Add that to my interview quotables.
Yeah, Yeah, you say, when do you hope to make a final decision? It's a non-pressure way of getting them, because you don't want to say, so when do you want to, if you say it in the wrong wording, you might offend them. If you say, so when do you want to decide, and then they're going to go, I'll decide when I'm ready. But if you say, when do you hope to make a final decision,
And
it's kind of
think
like
that's what we
softer language.
we really try to avoid making it into a hostile back and forth.
Yeah.
We really want to be pleasant as ever, but you still want some type of communication back. So it's a real thin, fine line. So we always try to make sure we do it right. But okay.
Yeah.
All right. Next question. For DJs who are just starting, what advice would you give them about building a substantial business? Sustainable.
A multi-op or as working for yourself? Because there's two angles.
Starting out, I mean, most people just need to get them when they start. But if some people already have the mindset that they want to do a multi-op when they start. So however you want to speak on it.
Well, look, if I was starting again, I guess I would say that running a large DJ business was a lot of headaches in the end. And that's why I've kind of downsized and, moved towards building software. So I would say if I was going to do it again, I would recommend DJs focus on their own name as the business and work on their own profile, because then you can build your reviews each time you do a good job and really push your own name up. Whereas if you're trying to do a multi-op, you're trying to sell a random DJ. Someone's going to book your company, but they don't know who they're going to get necessarily unless you put profiles on the site. But it's going to be easier for you to sell yourself and to put photos at your gigs, a photo of your set of equipment, videos from your events, testimonials from you. It's going to be easier and faster to build that information up, and I think that would be the best approach for someone starting out. But if you want to start a multi-op, well, you just do the same approach there. But then I guess when you start getting those double bookings, you can start outsourcing to other DJs. Don't just handball them off the gigs, but take those double bookings, because that's how I did it. Initially, I had a DJ company, but it was just me. But when I started getting double bookings, I would hire another DJ with my equipment, and then slowly grow from there. So that's it.
Multi-op question. So do you think it's better to do your multi-op with your own equipment, or would you think it would be better for your DJs to have their own? What made you buy your own?
In the end, so from 2013, what happened was my Google rankings dropped off. There was a Google algorithm update and my inquiries dropped. So I was forced to make a decision. And basically I didn't want to keep trying to push it because my inquiries dropped a lot. So I moved out of my warehouse. I started selling off all my equipment and I converted into a DJ agency. And so I think that's the better approach, because then the DJs buy their own equipment, they get their own insurance, they get their own music. You don't have to manage any of that stuff. You just do the sales and you book the DJs, and you can literally do that from anywhere. Because one of my big running costs of having the DJ business at its size was I had a warehouse, and the rent was $3,000 or $4,000 a month. Might not sound like much now, but 12, 13 years ago, it was a lot of money. And that chew up a lot of rent. And then the staff, paying the staff was also a lot of money. So the running costs were really high. Whereas once I converted into a DJ agency, I didn't have to have rent. I could literally do sales from Thailand and book gigs in, and then hire DJs with their own equipment. So I would say a DJ agency is the best approach to go, because of those reasons. It allows you to scale. In theory, you could run a nationwide American DJ company and just hire DJs all over America with their own equipment, and that you could scale and grow like that in 2 or 3 years and grow a massive DJ business. But if you had to buy the equipment yourself, it's going to take forever. It's going to take a lot longer. So the DJ agency model is going to be the only limitation is how fast you can make sales.
Yeah,
basically. And obviously, want to make sure you have a quality assurance, and that's why you would have someone in charge of hiring DJs. But the DJ, it's better not to buy the equipment if you're doing a multi-op.
Okay.
So what do you think is the biggest misconception DJs have about running a successful business?
That you make lots of money.
Good answer.
No, I mean, you know, I was making lots of revenue, you know, at the peak of my business, and I was doing good in a way, but I was also working long hours, and the thing is, you can't really go on a holiday because you've got to be there every week. There's constant things you have to deal with, so it can be restricting if you own the equipment and you've got an office and you're renting. You know, you're renting. The DJ hire agency model is a little bit better, but yeah, you need to think about your profit margin. You need to make sure you've got a decent profit margin. So it's probably better to focus on being a smaller DJ business that offers high quality and has a higher profit margin than trying to go for quantity, you know, quality over quantity, I would say. So
And that's
that
good.
the misconception is,
There should always be quality over
Quantity.
quantity.
should always be that. Yeah. You know, when you have 16 sets, you also got to book them out. You know, if you're a nationwide DJ business, there's a little bit of a balance. And it's not that it's, but you know, when you have less DJs, you can focus more on making sure they've all got, you know, a set of up lighting and, you know, a wireless microphone, and everyone's fully equipped, and you can focus on the quality more.
So you don't have any equipment anymore except for your own?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Now I'm just DJing random spots because I'm always traveling. I can't really book. I couldn't book a wedding because I can't say that I'm going to be somewhere in 6 months. I don't know where I'm going to be. So lately, like last year, I DJed a full moon party in Thailand, and I DJed a reggae bar in Thailand. It was a reggae event on the beach. So I just I'll kind of take guest spots now wherever I can.
Cool. And did you say full? Did you say a full moon event?
Yeah, in Koh Phangan in Thailand, they have the full moon party every month. 20,000 people show up on the beach. Along the beach, they have like a DJ every maybe 200 meters. They'll have a DJ playing drum and bass, and then another DJ playing trance, and then another DJ playing like commercial house. And it's pretty cool. You know, it's like there's a lot of people, and the music's loud. 20,000 people, yeah. So we got a hotel, and the hotel where I checked in was about 100 meters back from the beach, and just outside the door of my hotel there was a DJ set up, and it was like so loud, like you can't sleep basically because the DJ was like 2 meters from my door.
In Thailand, huh?
Yeah. So I made friends with the DJ, and he said, yeah, you can DJ tonight if you want. So I was like, awesome. And I did a set there. I did like a 10 till 12, and then I came back and DJed from 4 or 5 till the sun came up.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thailand is on my list.
Yes.
Thailand's awesome. Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
I recommend it.
We will be there.
You've transitioned from running a DJ business to focusing on an app development. What's been the most rewarding part of this shift for you?
For me, now I can share my secrets now, because in the past, these are things that I wouldn't tell other people, some of these things. So now I can share my secrets because I'm in the business of helping DJs. My app is designed to help DJs run their business better and make more money. And so I'm also, now, willing to share everything that I know. So I kind of like helping DJs. I do web design. I've been doing web design for 10 years as well. So I kind of help a lot of DJs with their websites. And so I enjoy working with different DJs and meeting DJs from, different places around the world and helping them out. So, and the other thing is that I can travel and do it as well. Before I felt restricted when I had all these sets of equipment and all that stuff. I was doing good, but I couldn't. I never went on a holiday until I went to Thailand, and then that's when I I had a shift in my brain, and I started trying to think of other ways to reinvent myself.
I love it.
Oh, me too.
Yes, that is cool.
Me too. So, what's next for EMP DJ? Or are there any exciting features or updates in the pipeline that DJs should be looking forward to?
Yes, actually, all the hard work's out of the way. I've been developing this app for 11 years, and about 7 or 8 years full time, I've had a developer working. And initial years was kind of working out some of the core features, like, building out the contract system and, designing the customer login area and making that look really awesome. But now we're focusing now on more advanced features. So this month we hope to kind of finish adding custom automation. So you'll be able to add your own additional email and SMS follow-ups. So it could be like, when you get an inquiry, send me this SMS, 5 days after the inquiry, send the customer that SMS. 48 hours before a gig, remind the DJs they're working with this SMS, or 7 days before an event, send this email. So we're working on that custom automations at the moment. And the other thing we're working on is two-way send receiving of email and SMS. At the moment, you can send email and SMS, but you can't receive them. So we're adding that to be a two-way thing. And the other thing we want to have done by the end of the year is we're going to build a new form builder tool, which is basically, at the moment we have a way of planning events, but we want to build like this form builder tool so that, you can create questionnaires and have some kind of Spotify integration and music planning. So yeah, that's what we have planned for this year. And I think, within the next 6 months, we're going to have all these things ready.
Wow. Man, that is really cool. And I think we kind of messed up. So can you, as we get ready to close this out, I'm sure Mike has his wonderful all-time favorite question he likes to ask about.
Yeah,
something. But tell us, you're from Australia. Or you just traveling the world now? What else do you do besides DJ? Give us your stuff and tell everybody how they can find you and all that good stuff too.
Yeah. Wrap it up. Yeah, look, I do love making music. I haven't been making music lately because I can't set my studio up. But I produced an album for my brother last year. That he's an artist. You can find him on Spotify. One Giant Thing. I produced that album, so I fully mixed it all. So I like producing music, and I like web design. I like designing things. So I've always been into design, and I think, they're the main things. But yeah, if you want to find me, you can go to the website at www.empdj.com. You can get a 14-day free trial. If you have specific questions about your DJ business, you can book in a free demo call with me. And we're on social media as well. So if you find me on Facebook, add me. I'm sharing lots of gold nuggets on my Facebook wall. So yeah, you're welcome to add me and reach out and say hi on Facebook.
And you said it's www.emp.com?
EMPDJ.com.
Okay.
So yeah, originally I called the app Event Master Pro, and I still have that website. So EMP DJ is like for Event Master Pro, basically.
Master Pro.
Yeah. Event Master Pro.
Is that a Thailand
thing? No.
Yeah, it is actually.
An Event Master Pro.
Yeah.
Not F with
EMP DJ is like the DJ brand of that.
One more question before I let Mike get to his. How was it to perform at Vegas on stage?
Oh, that was awesome, actually. When I first took the job on, maybe a month before, I had some nerves. But then as the weeks went on, I kind of psyched myself up for it and thought more about what kind of music I was going to play. And
no. I don't
think
so. He was like second. You were like second, weren't you? Or third?
I was second. Yeah, I was early. Yeah,
it was first day. Complete. What was that? House trance.
Invasion. A little bit of house, yeah, and I played a little bit of drum and bass.
Yeah,
and a couple of old songs. I played some Fatboy Slim.
Said Paul. I knew who he was because I had talked to him, and it said Paul Anthony from Australia. I knew who he was, and he got up and played, and that was a pretty amazing set. I think all those mixes were flawless too. Just I don't, I'm listening for songs, but I'm also listening for did he, So it was pretty good. So congratulations on that too, and getting on stage and doing a good job and handling up the business over there.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, that's always an honor.
Yeah.
So will you be back next year?
Probably will. Yeah.
Are
I'll
you
be back.
since you're traveling? Are you attending any other conferences this year?
Everyone keeps telling me about the one in August, Atlantic City.
Yeah, you need to
What's
go,
that?
DJ.
You need to go.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
I mean,
2,000 DJs there.
No,
yeah, everyone's telling
Well,
me about
maybe
it. So
more
I
than that.
think I'm going to go there for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be
It's
up
on my
there. It's the
list.
35th year, so they're probably going to do some really cool stuff.
it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. They haven't,
Freaking
Wow.
yeah, they hadn't told us everything they're going to do yet, but
awesome.
you definitely should go.
Yeah, that's one.
Yeah.
You should go.
Yeah.
It's nice.
I heard it was more DJ focused because
It is.
Completely.
the other one is like, I think I went last year to the Mex Expo just to check it out. And there was a little bit more DJ stuff, but this year there was even less. And it was like 80% photo booth and 20% DJ stuff. So
we just have to keep
so-
DJs coming and keep coming back and building it and building it.
Yeah.
There used to be one that we had called Mobile Beat that was 100% DJs and had a little bit of photo booth stuff, but I mean they would fill that whole showroom floor with DJ stuff. So
it's amazing. I can't imagine it.
Ave and all of them to come back, do bigger platforms and all that stuff. But DJ X will be 100%
DJ.
sensory
Awesome.
overload.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
Yes,
That's going to be great.
showroom floor is a lot louder
A lot
than
louder.
where in Vegas because it's nothing
Yeah.
DJ and music pumping at you. I'm talking
everywhere.
about it's just pumping.
The main
Wow.
stage.
Wow.
Yeah, it's,
And it's
it's a lot.
sponsored by RCF or EV or somebody, and they're
Yes.
trying to impress everybody in the room.
Yeah, so you.
It sounds more fun.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
it's
good.
DJ.
It's good.
I'm just saying it's solely about the DJ. So it's one of those situations where if you just want to deal with DJs, that's what you're going to get.
Yeah, and if you happen to be a DJ that owns a photo booth, that's a good one to come to. And we just have to keep coming out and making it better because the photo boothers are coming.
They're
coming
doing their
strong.
part.
They're coming strong.
We just have to do our part
Yeah,
as
yeah.
DJs and show up and get more people to be involved and to see the reason why they should be there.
Yeah.
And then that could grow everything, a whole lot more.
Yeah, it'd be nice if we had 5,000.
Oh man,
That would be wonderful.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
Yes. So moving right along, what is a gem that you can leave us in our audience with? What is something that you live by that you're willing to share with us?
Like a mantra.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe just treat others as you wish to be treated yourself. Is
Like-
that?
I mean, it doesn't have to be anything profound if that's something you live by.
Yeah.
'cause
It's profound.
that's something I definitely try to live by
Yeah.
too. I'm gonna treat Mike, you like I want to,
Yeah.
because it could come back on me in a bad way if I don't treat you right.
Yeah.
I need somebody, then they're not gonna treat me right. So no, that's a great one.
I think so. Yeah.
Yes. So one of the things we would definitely just like to extend our thanks for you coming on with us. And we would love to see more of EMP, DJ out on the scene and just see what it's all about. Anything that we can do to help with, putting eyes on it. Please know.
Thank you.
And, we would love to play with the system ourselves and just see what it's all about.
Yeah.
For sure. You can.
Yeah.
Do you have like any 30-day trial or anything people can try out?
It's 14-day trial.
Okay.
14
I used
days?
to have 30. Yeah, I used to have 30, but I feel like it gives them too much time. People just seem to like not appreciate it. Whereas if they have 14 days, people cherish the time a little bit more. And if they're serious, they'll stay on. And if they're not, then, they're out the door anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, I put it down to 14 days.
Okay. All right.
But I can extend it. I do. If I speak to someone individually and they need more time, then I'll extend it for someone.
Okay.
So y'all know how to find him, Paul Anthony, or you can find him at EMPDJ.com.
Oh, yes. Yes. Simple. His name is simple and the platform is simple.
Event.
Some shit, dude.
Yes. Yes. Well, brother, we thank you for coming on with us, man. Have a great rest of your day down there in Austin, Texas, and we will chat with you somewhere down the road.
Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Safe travels,
Appreciate
brother.
it.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers.